Yes, Narayan Sagar, are you present?
Yes, sir.
Start your presentation quickly.
Okay, sir.
Speak loudly and clearly.
Yes, sir.
Start.
Sir, PPT खोलो. Start with the name of my child, the most beneficial. So today's my presentation topic is John Donne's poetry.
Speak loudly. आपकी आवाज थोड़ी और ऊंची होनी चाहिए.
Today's my presentation topic is John Donne's poetry.
Your voice is not coming. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही भाई. No, voice is
John
not coming.
Donne was English poet, scholar, soldier, and secretary to a Christian family who later became a cleric in the Church of England under Royal Courtenay. He was the mayor of St. Paul's Cathedral in London. When he was 11 years,
See the slide.
he joined the Oxford. Okay, sir. When he was 11 years, he joined the Oxford University and later became the University of Cambridge, but he never did receive any degree due to his Catholicism. And when he was 20 years old, began studying law. Initially, he joined studying the law at the Lincoln's. So next. After that, he appeared in some political function. So if we show John Jones developed knowledge of English society coupled with sharp criticism of problems, his satires deals with the common Elizabethan topics such as corruption, legal system, medical control. So next. John Donne was very first metaphysical poet. Metaphysical poetry used complex extending metaphors called concepts that are often contained throughout the entire poem. John Donne's poetry took the shift from erotic poem to love poem when he met and married his wife Annie. A turning point in John's life occurred when his brother Henry died in funeral. And Don was focused to question his faith requested in some of the most beautiful religion sonnets in the English language. So next. So these are the characters of 7th century writers who influenced by the John Donne's, noteworthy especially for the lack of conventions and general the metaphysical concept will use some sort of shocking or unusual companion as the basis for the metaphor. So next.
Makeup.
Donne's poetry is sharply rich melodious.
Yes, carry on. Your voice again has stopped.
Next. Next, sir. So next slide. Oh, sorry. It's just diction and meter melody on the give and tick of actually speak. type of poetry is more intellectual and often highly philosophical. It is usually organized in the dramatic rhetoric from urgent to heavy. The poems include the such as rain and the validation forbidden meaning. Concentrating in the reader, then launching the argument. John Donne says a metaphysical poet. Okay, sir.
Become one Taurus word.
Okay,
Sir,
my
done.
dear, first thing is that it is John Donne, right? Pronounce it clearly,
Yes, sir.
John Donne. Secondly, what's your topic?
John Donne's poetry.
John Donne's poetry. So what is very special about his poetry?
Yes, sir.
What is very special about his poetry?
Types of
Yeah, what is very special about his poetry, Arya? No?
पंखा लगा है.
Okay. Thank you.
sir.
ठीक है, thank you. Aksanaz present. Aksanaz present. Aksanaz present.
No, sir.
Shahid Khan. Shahid Khan Sodro.
सर शायद की हो गई है और शायद की आईडी पे सर मैं अपना प्रेजेंटेशन देना चाहता हूँ.
शायद
उबैदुल्लाह
की
कुंवर.
शायद की क्या?
प्रेजेंटेशन हो गई है सर.
हाँ तो फिर ये दोबारा क्यों भेजा है?
सर ये मेरी है उबैदुल्लाह कुंवर.
तो ये शायद की प्रेजेंटेशन तो नहीं दे रहे आप कहीं? प्रेजेंटेशन आपकी अपनी तैयार कर रहे हैं ना?
सर प्रेजेंटेशन मेरी है मगर जो है ना मेरा फोन थोड़ा सा आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर हो गया है, इसकी वजह से जो है ना मैं
चलिए, कोई
शायद का
बात.
फोन यूज कर रहा हूँ.
ठीक है, मैं खोल रहा हूँ. स्टार्ट.
यस सर. Assalamu alaikum all of you. I am sponsored as a representative of his age. I am Ubaidullah Kumbar.
BS. Are you from BS?
Sponsored,
BS or
sponsored as a representative of his age.
are you the student of BS or MA? BS.
Yes sir, yes. Next slide. Introduction to this is a long poem written by the honored sponsor in the 1519. Characteristics. These are the characteristics of this poem. There are main two characteristics of this poem. One is the holiness and a red cross, knight and Una, and second is the evil, the stern, that is dragon. Next slide. The causes of fight between the both holiness.
Explain it in a proper manner.
Yes, sir. Causes of fight between the both holiness and Satan. Satan means dragon, Hades.
Dragon.
Dragon holded the parents of Anna is a hostage for Anna to fight against the dragons in order to release their parents. Next slide. The next slide. The result conflict is decided and created two groups, godness and evilness. Means there are two groups which are given below, goodness and evilness. Next slide, sir. It was consist, and the fourth character is Catholic Church. Catholic Church was changed into the national Protestant faith. The shift towards the Protestant Christianity was bliss of God. Sir, next slide. Conclusion. This is the epic poem that is about the conflict between the holiness and evilness. The both are succeeded between because they were helped by the God. This was my presentation.
लेकिन आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन तो यार हम समझ ही नहीं आई क्या थी प्रेजेंटेशन आपकी, ना ही आपकी स्लाइड से कुछ समझ में आ रहा है. योर प्रेजेंटेशन इज नॉट सेटिस्फैक्टरी प्रेजेंटेशन माय डियर. ये मुझे बताएं कि आपका टॉपिक क्या था. Spencer as a representative of his age. So tell me something more about.
Sponsored is a representative of his age.
Tell me about.
Yes, sir. This was my topic.
Tell me about Spencer. Spencer के बारे में बताएं मजीद कुछ. हरिए, आप उसके पोएम के बारे में बता रहे हैं. Tell us about Spencer. How does he represent his age? जल्दी बताएं, टाइम नहीं हमारे पास.
Of the network issues, it is going to become.
You just tell us about Spencer. How does he represent his age? Yes, wedding.
Yes, sir. It is a of a written by in 1519, sir.
No, how does he represent his age? अपनी एज को रिप्रेजेंट कैसे करता है ये बताएं.
Sorry, sir.
भाई आप प्रेजेंटेशन पे क्या दे रहे हैं ये तो बताएं. जब आपको ये नहीं पता तो फिर आप कैसे मार्क्स लेंगे यार. हाउ डज ही रिप्रेजेंट हिज एज, कुछ तो बताएं. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you, sir.
प्रेजेंटेशन से जान ना छुड़ाए ना यार. ये अच्छे खासे मार्क्स इसके जरिए आपको मिलते हैं. कुछ पढ़ेंगे तो फिर आप मार्क्स लेंगे ना. ऐसे थोड़ी होगा कि आपने आया कुछ ही बोल दिया यू विल गेट मार्क्स. दीज आर मार्क प्रेजेंटेशन एंड 20 मार्क्स इसके और अटेंडेंस की इससे मशरूत हैं. लास्ट टाइम 10 मार्क्स की मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन दी तो उसमें अच्छे खासा ने स्किप कर दी. प्रेजेंटेशन से पता चलता है आपके बारे में कि आप की क्रिएटिविटी क्या है. अगर इसमें भी बहुत सारी चीटिंग हो जाती है. ओके. Akshan asked, is she present? No.
So take my presentation.
Name?
I'm Mohammad Usama. Mohammad Usama.
So where is your presentation? Ikra Javed.
Sir Mohammad.
Ikra Javed present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, after Ikra Javed. Have you sent your presentation, Mr. Mohammad Usama?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, इनके बाद फिर आप पे. Start.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ikra. I'm a student of BS English 5th semester. Today my topic is Chaucer's Art of Characterization. Geoffrey Chaucer is father of English poetry. So next slide.
सोली बताए ना इसके अलावा. Father of English poetry means, what does it mean?
Sir, वो आगे दूसरी slides में है. So I will first give little information, introduction of him. He was born in 1343 in London and died on 25th October. He is known as father of English poetry, and some of his best works are the Book of the Duchess, the Parliament of Fools, the House of Fame, the Canterbury Tales, the Journal Prologue, the Night Tale, and the Miller's Tale. So next slide. But
Why is he called the father of English poetry? इसका बताएं.
Sir, because he has written so much poetries and
So much poetry
uh,
other writers have also written. But why is he called the father of English poetry?
sir, because the way he has written, none of other poets have written like him. His
He,
keen analysis of his like
he
the
is
way he
called the
describes his
father of
characters.
he is called the father of English poetry because he was the first to write English poetry. He was the first to use English language for writing poetry. That's why he was called the father of English poetry. चलिए आगे बताएं.
Firstly, what is art of characterization? Firstly, what is art? Art is like skill of crafting things such as like when we do paintings and etc. In English dictionary, art is described as subject of study primarily concerned with the process and products of human creativity and social life such as language, literature and history.
इसमें तो आप रीडिंग कर रही हैं, इतने सारे प्रेजेंटेशन होने के बावजूद भी आप रीड कर रही हैं, मतलब आपने कुछ सीखा नहीं जो आपने प्रेजेंटेशंस पहले देखी नहीं है कुछ. कईयों को मैंने बताया कि भाई डोंट रीड, यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन थिंग्स. रीडिंग से प्रेजेंटेशन थोड़ी होगी. व्हाट इज योर प्रिपरेशन?
सर आगे है सर, ये सिर्फ डेफिनेशंस हैं.
तो डेफिनेशन है लेकिन रीडिंग थोड़ी करनी होती है, इसको तो एक्सप्लेन करना होता है. आपने इस डेफिनेशन को भी एक्सप्लेन करना है. What does it mean?
Okay,
Art is the skill of crafting things such as paintings. Define it in your own words.
okay, sir. Art is the skill of crafting things means uh, the way we draw things or when the way we write things is is all art. So
बस
next slide.
चलें.
An art of characterization is the way writer makes things colorful, like the way writer write things in a way that people enjoy reading their books, like Geoffrey Chaucer. His keen analysis of his characters, like the way he used to write about their characters, like the way they dress, the way they look, their manners, able him to present his character lifelike. Therefore, he is the master in the art of characterizations. So next slide. Some of his characterizations are like characterization by the theory of humor. Firstly, what is humor? Humor makes his correct. What is humor? Humor is like the way people like funny things. Humor is when you read something, it makes you laugh, it makes you smile. His literary works reflect his perfections in the field of humor. He's also skillfully present his characters in a humor. I have given an example here. In the prologue to the Canterbury Tales, he has showed all the characters humorously. For example, first he talks of the bravery, skills, experience, and dignity of the knight, but later on he tells that knight is very gentle. Firstly, he described that knight is very brave. If he is brave, he must be fighting and doing all those things. But later he turns it, uh, telling that he is also gentle. So it makes some humor in his character. So next slide.
Humor characterization by
Theory of
the
Chaucer.
theory of humor. What is humor?
So humor is like when we read something or when we do something that make us laugh. When we read someone's poetry and it makes us laugh or it makes us make us smile, it is humor. Humor something funny.
Where we have humor in Canterbury, prologue to the Canterbury Tales.
So here when he described the character of knight, that he is brave, then secondly he tells that he is all gentle too. So when if he is brave, how can he be gentle? So somehow it is makes humor in his character.
Those who are brave, they are not gentle, it means.
Sorry, sir.
Those who are brave, they are not gentle. जो बहादुर होते हैं वो gentle
Sir,
नहीं
they
चलेंगे.
are gentle.
चलिए आगे बताएं.
Characterization by irony and satire. First of all, what is irony? Irony means when events turn out the opposite of what is expected. When you expect something but it does not happen in that way, but it turns out it means irony. And satire means when we poke fun at social problems. When we make fun of social problems, it means it is satire. Thus, we find that humor, including irony and satire, is most conspicuous ingredient in Chaucer characterization. In the Pilgrims, in the prologue, there are some characters that have touches of irony and satire. Chaucer treats noble fellows with sympathy and love, but his treatment of the knaves means those who are not good people, either humorous or ironic in satirical. And here are some characterization by the distinctionist. Distinctionist means the quality of being clear. Like Chaucer describes each and every character very clearly. He never repeats his characters. Every character, like some in some poetries and in some plays, that some characters are being copied, but Chaucer never copies any character. He describes each and every characters clearly and differently. So next, characterization by the scientific manner. He uses this scientific approach to differentiate his characters by means of their functions. Another major quality of Chaucer art of characterization is that he uses scientific manner when he portrays his character. He has uses some of scientific words in his poetry like sanguine and choleric for the Revi. Characterization by away from the superficiality. He does not show his character with supernatural or superhuman qualities. Like he is the poet of realism. He writes about his characters what is real. He never uses any supernatural things. His characters are totally unaware about the superficiality. They does not portray his ideals character far from the reality. Characterization by naturalism. He portrays all his character so naturally, richly, and truthfully that it is easy for a reader to know that what the professions of each character is. He never uses so much difficult words or so much difficult terms for the readers to be confused or to be not be able to get to know what the character's profession is. Characterization by the modernism. In the modern poetry, human emotions are dramatic elements are considered the part of the potion. Like no doubt that he has written drama or novel, but his work contains the element of both drama and novel. Even if he was poeter of that age, but even in that age, he has written some work that touches some work of modernism. And his modern conclusion, to sum up, it can be accepted that the Chaucer art of characterization is the picture gallery of the 14th century, and he is the first great painter of the characterization in English novel. Therefore, he is also known as the father of English poetry. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Mohammed Osama, where is your file?
सर मैंने आपको सेंड की व्हाट्सएप पर और ग्रुप में भी सेंड की.
कब
I've
सेंड
sent
किए? By which name?
Mohammed Usama.
Where is your file? I am looking at the file, but your file is not being found. Okay, who is online right now? Mohammed Usama. Hanif Razak present.
Yes, sir.
After this, you right. Get ready. Start,
Okay,
Mr.
okay.
Mohammed Usama. Start.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Usama. So my topic is who was John Donne. So sir, John Donne was a metaphysical poet of his time. So after Shakespearean and Elizabethan age, the metaphysical age was started. So he was a pioneer poet of his time. He was born in 24 January 1572 in London. So and he died in 31 March 1631. So sir, change the slide, sir. So in early life, John Donne, in early life, John Donne was a part of a Catholic Church. His parents and his mother and his forefathers was Catholics and religious people. His father, also named John Donne, was a iron dealer and a respected Roman Catholic. So, sir, change the slide. Done education. So, John Donne started his education at 11 years. So he went to Hart Hall, now Hartford College. He studied also in University of Cambridge, and he also admitted in a law college in 1591. John Donne brother Henry was also a university student, uh, and William Harrington, whom he betrayed under torture around the time of his brother's death, turned to begin questioning his Catholic faith. So, sir, next page. Next page, sir. Next slide. Travel and love. So in early ages, so he was fond of traveling. So he traveled in many countries, and he also fell in love with a keeper. Nice, and because of this, he was imprisoned. So, sir, next slide. Because of the he has 12 children and they died at early ages, and his wife was also died in 1617. Then he never married. In this condition, John Donne noted that the death of a child would mean one least mouth to feed, but he couldn't afford the burial expenses. So he wrote of his love and loss at that time. Next slide. So, so then he gave up his Catholic faith and joined the Saint Paul Church as a dean and as the most famous preacher during his time. So then he wrote many religious poems at that time. So next slide. Next slide, sir. The three stages. There are three stages in John Donne poetry. In first stage, he wrote erotic and love poems. In second stage, he wrote conceits. And in third stage, he wrote religious poems. So there are three stages in John Donne poetry. Sir, next slide. So in early ages, as we know, he wrote sir, change the slide.
You said that there are three stages, but we know
Yes, sir,
that
I have said.
we know that there are two types of poems: love poem and divine poems. Where have you found the third one?
No, sir, there are three stages. I'm not talking about poems. I'm talking about ages. There are three ages of John Donne poetry.
Ages.
So first he wrote. I'm not talking about poems. I'm talking about ages.
You said first he wrote this and that poem, then he wrote this and that poem. So he wrote two types of poem. First is love poems, then divine poems.
His first stage. Yes, sir.
Carry
Hello,
on.
sir.
Carry on.
So at first age, he wrote many couplet about love. He wrote many poems about love, and he also wrote erotic poems at his first age. So, sir, he also wrote elegies in his first age. So, sir, please next slide. In this age, age is called New Platonic. So in this age, he wrote conceits. So in this age, he was relating. Conceit means relating relating a thing with another thing. So in this age, he was relating thing with another thing. So for example, in his one poem, he relate his love with a continent, a new continent. So he was using conceit in his second age. Sir, next slide. In third age, he wrote religious poems because this was his last age. So he joined the church and then he wrote religious poems, and he was a famous preacher of his time. So, sir, this was his third age. So, so what does metaphysical mean? So, sir, metaphysical and mean when we question. This is a branch of philosophy. Metaphysical is a branch of philosophy in which we question what is time, what is space, what is love, what is beauty, and we ask this type of question in metaphysical branch of philosophy. This is a branch of philosophy in which ask that type of questions from our own selves. So this is what metaphysical. So what metaphysical poetry? At that time they were writing metaphysical poetry. So they didn't knew about other poets what they are writing. John Donne didn't know about Abraham Cowley, so what he is writing, but their writing is same. But their writing, their characterization, their style is same. So there is a example given by Johnson, who said that British poets that included John Donne, George Herbert, Richard Crashay, Andrew Marvell, and Henry Vaughan. He noted how the poets shared many common characteristics, especially ones of wit and elaborate style. So, sir, this is an example. This is a example given by this man Johnson. Sir, next slide. Sir, next slide.
This is next slide, my dear. देख ले सामने. Yes, हरी, अब time is very short. इससे भी आगे करूं? Thank you. Akshanas present. Okay. Manur present.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Manu Yaku present.
Sir, Manur Mandoz is also present.
Manur Mazar Zai.
May I start, sir?
Just wait. Start. Start, please.
Mahanuran, today my presentation topic is allegory.
What is your full name?
Mahanur Mandos,
Manur Mandos and BSMA.
sir. BS English.
BS. Start.
Allegory means to say something through symbols. Allegory used in a story form picture which helps to reveal the abstract meaning of the abstract feeling which cannot be seen normally. It is an extended figure of speech which represents the abstract idea and event through symbolic level. For example, the sentence we commonly use here that I got lost in his ocean eyes. Here, ocean is used as an allegory for the word deep. Another is about the bird dove, which represent peace. Sir, please next slide. It is recognized as parable. Parable means a short allegorical story through which people learn some truth, religious principle, or moral ethics. For example, Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll has been part of many children's lives. It is a simple figured fairy tale, but it goes much deeper than that. The events in the story correlate with the steps in a child's growth and progression through childhood and adulthood. There is a scene in the movie which Alice gets in trouble because of her curiosity. The white rabbit tells her to run into the house to quickly fetch his gloves. While searching for them, she opens a cookies jar only to find a cookie with the eat me written on it. Without thinking twice, she consumes the cookie. So the next slide. Eli's eating of the cookies represent two very important ideas. The first important idea, the first is how curiosity in gets one into trouble because of a child sometimes disobey and something even after being told it is wrong. This situation may also represent peer pressure as it is in that scene. There were many cookies in the jar with labels having different instructions. The cookies were all telling what to do, just like everyone does at some point. She given into the peer pressure. So the next.
You're telling us about cookies. What you have mentioned here?
Symbols,
But
that
yeah, whatever you have mentioned, explain them.
fables type of allegory usually has animals used to teach moral lessons to children. That in the Alice eating of the cookies represent two very important ideas. The first is how curiosity gets one into trouble because of a child sometimes disobey